Hello everyone, let's look at Leetcode question 83, remove duplicates from sorted list. In this question, we're given an input value head of a sorted linked list, and all we need to do is delete all duplicate values such that each element only appears once. We then return the linked list in sorted order. For this last part, sorted order, we just have to make sure to delete the elements in the right place, and since it's already sorted, we don't have to worry about making an algorithm to sort it. So here are the examples, and before we look at them, let's look at the constraints. So the number of nodes in the list will range between 0 to 300, and the values of each node will be between -100 and 100. And as I said, the list is guaranteed to be sorted in ascending order. Let's look at the examples. So here in this pseudocode, I've written out that the first thing we want to do is assign the head value of input value head to variable cur. This will allow us to manipulate the values at cur while not changing the initial position head. Next, we want to create two while loops. The first while loop will loop through every node value in the linked list, and the inner while loop will check if the current value has a .next as a next node, and it will also check if that next node is equal to the current value. If this is the case, we assign the current.next to current.next.next. This will make it so we skip over the repeated list node value and move to the next value that is repeated, if there be one. Finally, we exit this while loop and we go to current.current.next, which will just move us to the next list node that isn't repeated until we finally reach the end. And then we can return head, which is the initial value of the linked list. This will then return the correct order of the linked list. So as it would see in this first example, it goes 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. So what would first happen is we'd loop through 1 and then 2. Then the inner loop would check if 2 has an additional 2. It does, so it skips it, goes to the next 2, checks if it is another 2, skips it, goes to 3. Final result is 1, 2, 3. Same in this next example, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3. In the inner loop, while loop, we skip through the 1 and point this to the 2. Then we go to 2 and we see that 2 is not repeated, so we go on to 3. And the inner while loop, again, we see that 3 has the same value of 3, so we skip this 3 and exit, and we return the value 1, 2, 3. Let's look at the code. Here we have the code as described. Current equals head. We loop through the current, check if current.next and current.value is equal to current.next.value. If it is, we assign the current.next pointer to current.next.next, and so forth until there's no more repetitions. Then we loop through current.next in the first while loop. Then finally we arrive at the end of the loop and then return head. Very nice. So this solution works. It's nice and concise. And what's the time complexity? So the time complexity is O of n. It's O of n because the worst case will be that we iterate through all the nodes in the linked list once, which will result in a linear time complexity On, where n is the number of nodes in the linked list. The space is constant, so it's O of 1. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching.